Young boy getting his face licked by a playful dog. The feats that dogs undertake for their owners are the stuff of legend. News stories are filled with tales of pups leading rescue workers to injured owners and heroic dogs protecting children from animal attacks. But a question often arises, in these remarkable situations, do dogs help because they love us, or because they see us as a meal ticket? If the experts and studies are to be believed, dogs may actually love people more than food. I am completely convinced that our dogs love us. There's no question in my mind. Of course, it's one thing to have an opinion about a favorite pet. Proving love, a feat that still dogs humans, is another thing entirely. But studies of varying sophistication, all conducted by inquiring dog owners, appear to back him up. After the death of his beloved dog, people became curious about what dogs felt and thought. So, he trained his dog, Callie, and other dogs to tolerate the noise inside the imaging chamber of an MRI and then analyzed their brain activity. He then subjected the dogs to a variety of scents from familiar and unfamiliar dogs and people. While the smell region of the brain lit up for all 12 dogs, regardless of who the person or dog was, only the familiar scents lit up the caudate nucleus, a region tied to higher level mental processes such as emotion, motivation and reward and romantic feeling. In an additional study of 15 dogs, published in 2016 in the journal Social Cognitive and Affective Neuroscience, found that 86% showed a similar or higher level of caudate activation in response to praise than they did from food. Have you heard the story of Hachiko, the faithful dog from Tokyo, Japan? He would wait for his owner at the train station every day, even many years after his owner's death. There is a bronze statue of Hachiko outside of Shibuya train station in remembrance of his remarkable loyalty. While it may not have used such sophisticated equipment, researchers also found that dogs may prefer their owners over food when they are left at home without food or human companionship for more than 4 hours. Researchers set up the experiment simply enough. In most cases it was in a suburban home with an attached garage. 8 out of 10 times, the dogs chose their owner. A researcher in the School of Veterinary Medicine at Azabu University in Japan and colleagues found that dogs will shed tears when reunited with an owner after a long absence, but will not show the same depth of response to the return of another human the animal recognizes. Took the research one step further by seeing how far man's best friend might be willing to go to show their love. That might sound superficially disappointing. Young man eating pancakes at the table whilst Jack Russell Terrier dog is attempting to steal a bite. Dogs are born with a remarkable capacity to form strong emotional connections with members of any species that they meet during the first 3 months of life. So, if a puppy is born on a farm, it could have the same depth of emotion for a sheep, cow or even cat as it might for the farmer. MRIs and controlled experiments aren't the only way to determine how a dog feels about its owner. If you have a dog, your dog will be there at the door and your dog will be wagging his tail. You're allowed to observe that behavior and believe what your dog is telling you. That is your dog expressing strong emotions at reuniting with you. Humans don't question their ability to love their dogs. We feed and exercise them, set our schedules based on their needs, get up with them in the middle of the night, buy them silly toys, and tell them our deepest secrets. For years, however, scientists and animal behaviorists have researched whether our dogs have the ability to return our love. Are we being anthropomorphic when we interpret our dog's behavior in human terms of love? Summaries of some of these research findings are included below. They may or may not tell you whether dogs are capable of feeling this strong emotion, but the answer for every dog owner lies in your own personal definition of love. Is love defined as a strong bond, a show of affection, the desire to be with you always? When my legato Romagnolo rests her head on my stomach as I do my morning exercises, when she greets me with her silly smile, whether I return from the mailbox or a trip, when she stayed quietly by my side while I recovered from chemo treatments, what I feel is her love. In one study, scientists compared how wolf pups and dog pups responded to humans. They took young wolf pups away from their mothers and litters and raised them in human homes. The dog pups had very little human contact while they stayed with their mother and littermates. When they observed all the pups' responses to people, the dog puppies were much more likely to be attracted and make eye contact. The researchers concluded that dog puppies are more attracted to humans, read human gestures more skillfully, and make more eye contact with humans than wolf puppies do. Another study focused on the tendency of our dogs to stare right into our eyes, communicating love and devotion. Wolves will not look humans in the eye. Researchers found that, during domestication, dogs developed a facial muscle that enables them to raise the inner eyebrow intensely. The theory is that this muscle developed from dogs' motivation to establish eye contact with humans, something they do especially when they need help solving a problem or need to know when communication from humans is directed at them. Since dogs are highly dependent on their remarkable sense of smell to evaluate the world around them, animal cognition scientists decided to measure the canine brain's response to the smell of familiar and unfamiliar people and dogs. They taught their subjects to lie still in magnetic resonance imaging machines so they could observe the dogs' reactions to 5 different scents. When these dogs smelled the odor of their owners, as compared to other odors, the caudate nucleus showed activation. This provides important clues about the importance of humans in dogs' lives. Another study of canine and human brain responses focused on sounds made by humans and dogs. The scientists observed that human and dog brains react similarly to emotion-laden sounds. For example, happy sounds light up the same area of the brain, the auditory cortex, in both. These similar reactions seem to indicate a strong ability to communicate types of emotions across species. Oxytocin, known as the love hormone, is present when humans and animals interact. Scientists studied the role of oxytocin in a dog's brain as an influence on social interactions with humans and with other dogs. They found evidence that oxytocin enhances social motivation in dogs to approach and interact with their dog partners and their human partners. Researchers in Sweden also studied oxytocin levels in dogs and their owners. They observed that dogs and their owners responded in similar ways to their interactions regarding oxytocin levels. Calm, anti-stress behaviors in the human caused a similar response in the dog. They concluded that the owners and the dogs could mutually sense the other's emotional state based on an increased ability to read the other's behavioral cues. Oxytocin can facilitate and stimulate friendly social interactions, induce anti-stress effects, and increase trust. Human and dog love are identical. There's enough similarity between how dogs form strong emotional bonds and how people form strong emotional bonds that it's fair enough to use the love word. The answer lies in the happiness your dog brings you. We made extra efforts to produce such kind of informative videos. If you feel that this video gives you some kind of valuable information, then like and subscribe this channel. Share this video with your family and friends. Hit the bell icon so that you will not miss any such kind of informative videos.